The Macadams Gravity Bread Slicer is used for bulk slicing and packaging of standard loaves of bread. In this video, we will be showing you the safe work procedures, operation and cleaning of the Macadams range of equipment. As with all bakery equipment, the correct safe work procedures must be followed at all times to minimize potential hazards and workplace injury. When using the bread slicer, knowing how to correctly inspect, operate, clean and maintain, and protect yourself at all times are essential for safely operating it. To start, always ensure you're wearing the correct personal protective equipment. Now make sure that the area around the bread slicer is clear of any obstacles or hazards. Inspect the bread slicer by checking that the electrical cable and plug are undamaged and safe for use. That the blades are in good condition, meaning they are sharp, undamaged, and that none are missing. That the gravity feed plate is securely fastened, and that the bread slicer is clean. If you identify any potential hazards during your inspection, do not use the bread slicer. Report your findings to your supervisor immediately. Otherwise, it is safe to plug the electrical cable into the wall socket and switch the mains on. Select the loaves of bread that will be sliced. Place this bread side by side along the gravity feed. Make sure that the loaves are not too warm or too fresh, as this results in the bread tearing during slicing. To operate the bread slicer, push the black button on the side panel to start the machine. The feeding and slicing process is automated, as the loaves of bread on the gravity plate will force the loaf closest to the slicing mechanism through the cutting blades. Remain on the receiving side of the bread slicer to bag each loaf of sliced bread in the prescribed packaging. If additional loaves of bread require slicing, turn the bread slicer off before the final loaf is fed through the machine, and place the additional loaves of bread at the back of the queue on the gravity plate. Turn the bread slicer back on and resume the cutting and packaging process as before. Once the final loaf of bread has been fed through and packaged, turn the bread slicer off by pushing the red button on the side panel, and switch it off and unplug it at the mains. Cleaning the bread slicer is the next major step. Doing so daily is important preventative maintenance. It is important to follow your company's prescribed cleaning schedule. Failure to clean correctly results in a buildup of crumbs. This damages the machine and its blades. Use the nylon food-grade cleaning brush to free crumbs in hard-to-reach areas. Brush all the crumbs away and wash the machine with a warm, soapy cloth, making sure to leave no crumbs or grime behind. Dry the bread slicer thoroughly. Next, slide out the breadcrumb tray at the base of the bread slicer and empty it. Wash, dry and sanitize the breadcrumb tray. When you are sure the machine has been thoroughly cleaned, sanitize the bread slicer and allow it to air dry. Now clean and sanitize the work area around the bread slicer. Finally, do an inspection of the bread slicer and its blades, ensuring none have broken off, been damaged or gone blunt. If there's any fault or damage, report it to your supervisor immediately. Always follow the correct safe work procedures to protect yourself and fellow bakery staff and customers at all times.